2 other videos I'm supposed to be working on right now, but when I foolishly opened Twitter this morning, I saw this. I've been now thinking about it all day long, so here we are, about to overanalyze whether Rock With You is about sex. If you've come here for a quick answer to that question, this is not the right place for that. What I'm going to do is take us through some of the lyrics of the song, some of the musical choices, and the choreo choices to talk about whether Rock With You is about sex. So when we look at the lyrics of Rock With You, there's definitely some things that are possibly suggestive or open to interpretation. In particular, the part, "no words are enough for you," might suggest that they're going to express their love in a physical way instead of with words. But the next line after that is, "I want to keep it lyrical or melodical." So I've always interpreted those lines to mean that their words aren't enough. The song itself is the expression of love. There's also the fact that they talk about moonlight, and the fact that the song takes place at night possibly is also suggestive. And there's these lines about the night being short. There's actually a long and storied tradition of people using this idea to get into other people's pants. There's practically a subgenre of poetry that's basically like, life is short, so let's hook up. And the lyrics in the song definitely fit within this tradition, so that certainly is suggestive of the song being about intimacy. So the line, "I want to ride with you," could be suggestive. I mean, that could be interpreted in a sexual way. I mean, even "I want to rock with you" could be a euphemism for sex. Although they have talked about how they liked that phrase because it meant more than one thing, which means it could be sexual, but it also means there's more than one meaning there. And that's generally what I take from the lyrics as a whole, is we're talking about intimacy with a lover, we're talking about not missing out on time with them, but there's more going on, for me at least, in the lyrics than just sex. A lot of comments on the post that I saw were saying that there was the sound of bed springs squeaking in the song itself, which definitely was not something I had ever heard before. I assume that people are talking about this part. So I kind of can hear it. I mean, it's definitely squeaky. I guess I just struggle to think that bed squeaks were the sound that they were going for here because of the speed of it. Like, that just doesn't seem like a comfortable rhythm, if you know what I mean. And also because we have Uji describing the sound of the song in interviews in this way.
기타를 녹음을 받은 상태로 녹음을 하고 다시 이거를 우리가 샘플화 시켜서 차핑을 해가지고 이렇게 끊어서 이렇게 원하는 박자에 이렇게 꽂아 넣어. 그런 식으로 진행이 되니까 뭔가 리듬감을 살려주고 특징도 살려주고.
So for me, I'm not really convinced that those are supposed to be bed squeaks, but like, if that's what you're hearing and that's part of the context of the song for you, like, okay, enjoy that. So the last thing that I want to cover is choreography. And I think there's no denying that, like, they look great in this choreography and in the styling for Rock With You. But let's ask the question, is this sexy or is it sexual? Because there is a difference. Sexy is something that is attractive and appealing, that draws your desire, whereas sexual is something that is supposed to evoke the idea of sex or is explicitly about it. So let me give you a couple examples of the difference. So this infamous move in 24 Hours I would call sexual, whereas the point choreo in HOT I would call sexy. There's nothing in the song HOT that's romantic or sexual, so even though the moves are emphasizing the hotness, it can't really be considered sexual. This famous move in Fear, pretty sexual. Ready to Love, sexy. It really depends on what else is happening in the songs and the styling, as well as the moves themselves. So I'm not trying to make people mad with this next example, but the butt part in Cheers is not sexual. The song is about getting people to follow their lead. It's a sexy move. He looks hot, but it's not about sex. Now, I'm not here with all these examples trying to argue that 17 doesn't have any sexual choreography or sexual songs, because that's not true. They do. Rock exists. Rock is sexy and sexual. There's also Fast Pace, which is a very sultry sounding song, but also is arguably their most sexual choreography. I mean, look at the interactions between them and the backup dancers. Light a Flame, hello? That is a sexy song with sexual choreography that is about sex. So 17 has songs that incorporate sexual choreography. I just don't happen to think Rock With You is one of them. Sexy, yes, but I'm not convinced that the choreography is trying to get me to think about sex. And that's kind of where I end with the song as a whole. There's things there that are suggestive, but I don't think the song is about sex, or it's not just about sex. Like, there are plenty of other songs that are very clearly about sex, and 17 could make a song like that if they wanted to. Also, I'm not really sure why we're freaking out about Rock With You when there's Domino. Like, you can't convince me that Domino is not, at the very least, about sexual attraction. At the very least. So let me know what you think or what you think I've missed in the comments. Thanks for watching.